Y'all, it is hot up here. This is Mike Diamond reporting from Los Angeles, California. My special co-host today for Homework is artist Storm Lee.
Hello, children.
And today we have a special topic, God Save the Queens. We're going to take a look at gay male musical icons in the industry.
Yes.
The first icon we're discussing.
Are you reading or am I reading?
Oh, honey, we're both going to be reading.
We have who I think is the king of the Queens, David Bowie.
David Bowie.
Yeah.
Is it pronounced Bowie?
Bowie. Fashion forward, incredible lyrics, transgender. He really was a political artist, I think, in how he presented music, and it was real rock and roll. It was anarchy.
Like gender fuck.
He was gender fuck before anyone even had names for these things. Way before anyone else was doing it. He was writing songs for the fringe and the outsiders, and we love that.
Ricky Martin.
La Vida Loca, Ricky Martin, who I believe spent most of his career in the closet, was not
In somebody's asshole.
in the closet, and he didn't come out until he was about to be outed in a magazine or something recently.
Which really calls into question his integrity.
Well, but he came out eventually.
So why should the gay kids know about him?
I think as an ambassador, as an icon for Latin.
For big, huge, uncut Latin cock?
Latin kids. So hopefully he'll be able to open la puerta
Sí, pero.
for otro personas en el música.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Klingon. What are you saying?
De homosexual.
Queen, Freddie Mercury. Now that's major.
Now, the thing about Freddie Mercury that not many people know is he actually did not come out.
Even though she was a walking advertisement for Crisco Disco?
But no, I think he was also a pioneer, but he never managed to really integrate his sexuality with his life. And
that mustache, come on.
But I know he was, he wrote some amazing songs. Obviously, he's one of the greatest rock singers and performers ever, but never managed to really deal with his sexuality.
Well, no, that's kind of whack. But I guess it was the time he was living in.
This is the times, exactly.
What was it like partying down in the 60s and 70s?
Well, I wouldn't know. I mean, I know in your new memoir, it's going to be all in there.
I'm a bicentennial baby. I was born in 1976. My new one-man show, Bicentennial Baby.
I don't know how to really deal with that.
I have no shame telling the world I'm 34.
But Freddie Mercury, check him out. And Queen, obviously, the band Queen. And all the amazing songs that he wrote
Great
about
songwriting.
love and heartbreak. And I think he was so full of longing, too. And I'm sure full of other things.
Reporting from the Estelle Getty Museum here. Sophia statues everywhere. Oh.
And what is that?
Oh. You do it.
Brittany Diamond.
It's a musical episode of Homework. Let's pull out another name. Boy George. What does Boy George mean to me? I saw Boy George once when I was sitting in Miami Subs in South Beach. The hooker was walking straight up Collins Avenue with a 40-ounce glug in the middle of the afternoon. And I know that Boy George has had his problems with the law, with his sexual addictions, with tying up, kidnapping hookers and things. But he did make some amazing music.
He never pretended to be anything other than
A sloppy bottom.
Indeed. He was just always out, and he was really on the front line, certainly as a flamboyant rock star.
If I drop this glass cube, that wouldn't be cute.
I feel like I'm nowhere near your counterpart as much as your co-host in New York, Mandingo.
She does a lot of drugs.
Oh, well, there you go.
Now, speaking of crazy ethnics, who do we have?
We have Little Richard, who came out and then went back in. He says that Jesus saved him from his homosexuality, which I'm sure happens to you every weekend.
Somebody got to save her from that hairstylist.
Well, he was a pioneer in many, many ways. Without Little Richard, we probably wouldn't have Prince or Elvis or Lady Gaga or any of the things that we
Or
have.
Jennifer Hudson.
Or Jennifer Hudson or Clive Davis or any of those people. He suffered more than anyone else, certainly because of his sexuality, but wrote some of the most amazing songs that changed the world.
Like Tutti Frutti?
Tutti Frutti, Good Golly, Miss Molly. He was obsessed with makeup and hair and costumes, and he took it to another level of performance in a time where to be a black performer was satanic.
He was like the chocolate Liberace.
He was the chocolate Liberace.
He was like Nigarachi. Oh. Oh, George Michael. Okay, let's talk about Miss George Michael. Wham!
Where do you start with George Michael, really?
Usually at a urinal.
Well, sold over 100 million albums as a solo artist. Has written some beautiful, beautiful songs, amazing videos, but seems to always get caught with his pants down.
Do you think he's a sex addict?
I do.
The thing is, you're George Michael. You could have anybody, really. You could have anybody or have anybody brought to you. So,
What do you think it is about his obsession with anonymous public urinal sex?
well, I don't think it could be anonymous if you're George Michael. Someone's going to spook you. I think maybe he likes to play on the edge. It's the thrill of getting caught. Maybe he likes, greasy, uncut, homeless dick. Who knows what's going through her little mind?
Well, that's true. He's incredible. His music, again, is so full of longing and love, and I feel like a lot of these artists, they were unable to really have relationships or be open about their sexuality, so... Yeah. We take it for granted, and certainly in the music world, we think it's easier to be openly gay because you think, it means nothing today, but it's still really, really difficult. And if it were not for all of these trailblazers, we would not have artists that were so open today. We just wouldn't have them, and the industry would not have changed at all.
I feel also that my personal songbook reflects that also. I know that you many, many millions of viewers are familiar with my catalog of work, Trust and Toss My Salad and Kenichi Work, and I wrote them for everyone. I didn't write them for a gay audience. I didn't write them as a gay artist. Being bisexual myself and also gender neutral, I come from many places but going to the same place. And that's you. I want you to have a good time. I want you to enjoy. I want you to go to iTunes right now and download my complete catalog.
Of 3 songs.
Every time I go to a tranny bar, I say, God save the queens. But we are talking about God save the queens today. And if there's a queen or a flamboyant faggotron that has inspired you in your life, go to gstqs.tumblr.com and upload photos, videos, essays, whatever you wish of queens that have inspired you. That's gstqs.tumblr.com. God save the queens. You've been learned.